So what up, though? Dwan Dandridge, back with another episode of Speak for Yourself. Of course, joined by Ken Elkins.
What's happening?
And very special guest, the first guest to be a return visitor to Speak for Yourself, the one and only Collin Mays. What up, bro?
Glad to be here with you guys.
Yeah,
We
thanks
cashed
so
that
much.
check to you for you to come on the show.
So,
I'm glad it cleared.
Thanks for coming back and hanging out with us again, man. We're glad to have you here. Reintroduce yourself to the audience, just in case someone may have missed the first time you were on.
Absolutely. Collin Mays, longtime philanthropist, community advocate, and lover of people and all things Detroit.
Yeah. So when you were here first, we were talking about the soul of philanthropy. And, a minute and a half, can you summarize the outcomes or the successes of the soul of philanthropy and give any shout outs necessary?
Absolutely. Well, the Soul of Philanthropy was the brainchild of a woman named Valeda Fullwood, who's based in Charlotte, North Carolina. And it was inspired by her book, Giving Back, which chronicles black giving. Because when you hear the word philanthropist, you're typically thinking of someone older that doesn't look like you, myself, or Ken that's writing a check. But there's so much more to philanthropy than that. It's community, it's clergy, it's relationship building. So Valeda's Soul of Philanthropy exhibit has traveled across, at this point, 30 cities in the United States.
Nice.
And every city does something different. So in Detroit, myself, along with Kia Washington, who I want to give a big shout out to.
Kia.
Kia is fantastic. Kia is my co-chair.
Congratulations, Kia recently got married.
Yes, recently got married and recently got a new job. So
nice.
Big shout out to Kia. So the Soul of Philanthropy, we had a Detroit component, which was Detroit Gives Black. And we focused on 90 different stories, which is a lot, but we had different categories from community champions to service organizations to clergy, Black Club leaders, the Divine Nine, which is a big part of black philanthropy, so you name it. And we had this exhibit at the Detroit Historical Museum, ran from June to August of 2023, received such great feedback from just general community members, funders. I mean, everybody was just in love with Detroit Gives Black, that we're actually going to bring it back in 2025.
Nice. All right. So stay tuned. It's coming back. T-South 2025. Thanks. Thanks for all the work. I got a chance to check out the exhibit.
You were a big part of that exhibit.
Amazing.
You were a big part of that exhibit, yeah.
It wasn't amazing because of that, but I definitely was honored to be able to play a part of it. But it was amazing being able to go and see the story being told in such an artistic way, honoring the very giving folk that have kept the lights on and have allowed Detroit to be the city that we love, right? So what's going on in your world now? You're up to something. Something else is brewing and cooking. So talk to us a little bit about like what's happening with men's health and what you're looking to do.
Yeah, well, absolutely. As you mentioned, Soul Philanthropy, again, is coming back next year, 2025. Right now, my biggest push is for the advancement and the education around black men's health specifically. Putting together a symposium at Hartford Memorial Baptist Church on Saturday, April the 13th from 9 to 2 o'clock. It's going to be a day of conversation, a day of health screenings, just more awareness for black men when it comes to our mental and physical health. The reason why we selected Hartford was that oftentimes black men, we don't feel like we have a safe space to really talk, and the church has always been that safe space for us to really get a chance to just let our expressions out, talk about what some of the challenges may be that we're dealing with. Black men are under extreme pressure in the country. Everything from employment to relationships to family to friends. I mean, the weight of the world is really on our shoulders. And oftentimes, at least I'm speaking for myself, right? Speak for yourself, I'm speaking for myself. I feel extreme pressure. I feel extreme pressure. I have to live up to societal norms or what's expected of me. And I'm just trying to do the best I can do as a black man in this country. So that impacts our health. It impacts our mental health. And a lot of black men don't want to go get therapy. A lot of black men don't want to talk about their challenges that they're facing at home or at work. And it impacts our physical health. You know that the average age of black male expectancy is 61 years old. I could not believe it. That's a recent study, 61 years old. That's not even retirement age. And when you think of the amount of black men that we've lost at those young ages, you know, so much of it came down to how are we managing our stress? What are we eating? Are we making sure that we're getting proper exercise? So it's a very important conversation that we need to have.
No, of course, obviously, like, you know, being black men, we're glad to see, you know, these type of initiatives. Know your thoughts, interested to hear your thoughts, Ken, but even as I hear him say that, I think about the burden of just living a life that challenges or contradicts or the stereotypes that people think about when they hear the term or see black men, right? Feeling the burden and the weight of saying, hey, we have to prove those narratives wrong, right?
Yeah. I think it's interesting because and why these are important. I do have another question as well, but why these men's health fairs are important, especially for black men. I think a lot of times the way we perceive ourselves at times, and for some of us, based on the environment we were raised in, is invincible. You know what I mean? When you come from a savage environment, what a little cough gonna do? Yeah. You faced a hell of a lot more than a cough.
Yeah.
You faced a hell of a lot more than a stomach ache, than a headache, than other symptoms you might ignore and just keep carrying on your day because there was other things that you encountered or ignored or whatever the case may be that was a lot more detrimental at that time, right?
Yeah.
And so I think we build this, well, I'm invincible.
Yeah,
and I'm speaking especially for myself. You know what I mean? It wasn't until I got to probably this side of 45 and to realize, oh no, you not invincible, dude.
Yeah.
Your mouth all jacked up now and you can't wheel that away. You can't, because that's what we do too.
Shake it off. That shake it off.
Shake it off thing. Like, this ain't phasing me. I'm good because I tried it and it didn't work.
No.
You know what I mean? So to that point, that's why I think it is important to give us an opportunity to come in and see healthcare professionals, talk about our health, but also to encourage us as we are young and as we get older, how important it is to stay up on your healthcare, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And especially like what I learned the hard way is dental care. Like that's one of the small things we think about until you get old.
Right.
And you realize, oh, I should have put a lot more attention into that. Just as simple as my dental work.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. For sure, because it all matters. And also I want to acknowledge the two other moderators that will be part of this event with me. Dr. Keith Newby, who is a cardiologist based out in the Virginia area, and then Dr. Harold Neighbors, who's a longtime PhD, former teacher at University of Michigan, and he touches really upon the behavioral aspect for black men when it comes to health. Dr. Neighbors actually founded a program called Man Up, Man Down, in which basically it's saying that, you know, in our community, if somebody is, if you want to say the word complaining, right, we'll typically just say, oh, just man up, right? Which means we don't want to deal with your problems. We don't really care what you're dealing with. Just, you know, take care of it and deal with it. And when you hear that word, man up, it makes you feel a certain way, right? Because it's like, well, you know, I know what I'm dealing with or what I'm feeling is real. I need a safe space to really be able to address it. I remember when the pandemic happened and I was dealing with a lot of various personal challenges at that time and encompassed with the pandemic. I joined two other black men. We had a weekly conversation which lasted an hour in which we would each take turns and talk about what were some of the challenges that we faced that week, what are some things we were looking forward to for the next week. And I just can't tell you how much that helped. Just kind of having that safe space. And that's what this symposium is going to be, as a safe space.
I'm not sure where it came from, the you know, the unrealistic expectation that, I don't know if we've embraced it or, like, you know, adopted it, but like we're not allowed to be tired. You know what I mean?
Right. Oh yeah, definitely.
We're not allowed to
Sleep
be
when you're dead.
in pain. Yes, you know what I mean? I have a really, really good friend who I admire a lot, and I think about like the first thing he says when we jump on the phone, like his version of what's up is, you know, when you say, what's up, man, what you up to? He's like, oh, I ain't gonna complain. It ain't gonna do no good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what I hear you saying is, it's not necessarily complaining if you have a problem with that word, or let's say it is complaining, right? It's acknowledging where I'm at, what I'm going through, and if I can find a space to share it, it will do some good.
Well, and it's acknowledging that you're human. I
Yes.
mean, you know, we've already seen studies that showcase that when you go to certain doctors, black men might be perceived as being tougher, and you might be able to take more pain. I mean, it's all just a myth. I mean, the fact that we have black men that are dying from stress, dying from substance abuse. I mean, we feel so depleted after a long period of time. We have to have that outlet to really be able to discuss our challenges.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So, again, we commend you. Along with the fair, can we get the dates of the fair again?
Absolutely. It's Saturday, April the 13th, from 9 to 2 p.m. at the historic Hartford Memorial Baptist Church, which is on the west side of Detroit. Hartford has always been a great partner when it comes to community events, and it's no different here. So 9 a.m. we'll have a healthy breakfast for the brothers that are going to attend, and then 10 o'clock we'll have kind of a moderation style pertaining to health. I'll talk about my own journey of having lost 200 pounds and just really reshaping my life around the importance of exercise and healthy eating. Dr. Newby will discuss kind of the cardiovascular challenges that black men might face in this country. And then Dr. Neighbors will discuss upon the psychological and mental aspect that comes with being a black man in America.
When did you lose 200 pounds?
I started my quest back in 2016, and when it got to be the end of 2018, maybe like mid-2019, I had dropped 200 pounds, which
Good
was...
job. So, yeah, so this is personal for you
This
as
was
well,
personal,
then, based
absolutely.
on
Absolutely.
Your background. And okay, nice, very nice.
Very much so. Yeah, I want to be able to talk the talk and walk the walk. So if I'm telling somebody to get up at 5 a.m. to go for a run or go get on the bike and move your body, I'm going to do it myself.
Yeah.
So.
You tell them in a nice way.
I do. I encourage other brothers in a nice way to. You know,
Dwan rude as hell. When
What?
it comes to healthy inspirations to your friends.
Oh, I saw this story coming.
Dwan rude, you know what I mean? So look, so I've been on a personal journey myself in the gym working out. Very, very happy where my transition. But where it comes from
I inspired it.
So when I first started working full time with the organization, and we started seeing each other a lot more, one day Dwan was just like, dog, we gotta ride that belly up off you. And I'm like, who the hell says that? Who says that? Like, you know, just because he was riding his bike every day, he want to poke, you know what I mean? I'm like, and then who say that when you over to somebody over 40 too?
I checked with our labor relations professional and our legal team. And they said that didn't fall that didn't fall up under our zero tolerance policy. So sounds good. It was just a question or a suggestion or
as long as you go,
it was a challenge to us as an organization to help ride that up on belly.
And then look, so then we out, me, him, we got another partner, and we working out at the gym a couple weeks ago. And then that partner was struggling with something. Dwan was like, that's that big old belly in his way. He came. I'm like, dog, stop doing that. So I hope you're more friendly with your motivation.
I'm saying it
besides that.
I can't even picture Dwan saying that.
He didn't say it to his friends. He won't say it. He ain't gonna say it to somebody he ain't close with that he know they ain't gonna take it the wrong way. But his friends, trust me, took it the wrong way. like
did they?
'cause I'm sure Duke looked at you too, like, you notice he started going a little bit harder after that. He been going to the gym every day now. Every day he called him like, dog, I'm back in the gym. Like, oh, that's the Dwan effect, bro.
Hey, look, you know what I mean? We have to be loving truth tellers to one another.
That's right.
Just do it nicer than that.
Look,
See, if he'd knew you in that 200-pound days,
Oh man, I would have been. Yeah, it
he'd
would.
be like, we gotta ride them 200 up off you.
Off you, man.
he said it to himself.
He said it to himself.
Yeah, but now you'd be glad to know that you can't keep Ken out of the mirror. He had some very sexy workout attire. It is, I don't know where he ordered it from, but yeah.
I'm getting all the good stuff today, bro. All the good stuff today.
Yes. Oh, he definitely tried to be the centerfold of the BLD men's calendar.
That's hilarious.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Great day, humanity. I hope all is well with you all. This is your girl Uni from Sacred Walks by Uni, your CEO and founder. Sacred Walks by Uni is a healing foundation that offers several different healing modalities: yoga, meditation, massage therapy, and Ayurveda nutrition. We are here for the community, for true healing and true nurturing. We are known to heal through our love, light, and happiness, not through our trauma. So if you're looking for a place to really dive deep internally into yourself and to fix all of the chronic pain that you may have within your body, your mental, and your soul, then this is the place for you. You can follow us on all platforms at Sacred Walks by Uni, as well as www.sacredwalksbyuni.com. Peace.
But you say there's a mental health component in regards, also involved in it?
There's a
Okay.
mental health component. Well, and also too, the reason why we say black men's health is because it's all tied in together. I mean, you know, and to your point as well, if you look good, you're gonna feel good, right? I mean, you know, you leave the gym, you feel accomplished, your mental health is gonna improve. If you have great mental health, you're gonna feel more enthused to wake up and go ride your bike. Or for me, it's the elliptical. I love the elliptical.
Okay.
You know, I can get on that thing. I can do 45 minutes at like level 13,
Nice.
and I'll be ready to pass out as soon as I get off it, 'cause I'll be
Okay.
drenched. But I feel accomplished. I feel
Yeah.
like I did something. And it'll be the hardest thing I could do all day, and I'm mentally prepared to go to the office. I'm mentally prepared to deal with whatever life puts in front of me, because I put myself first. So I always tell brothers to work out in the morning if they can, preferably on an empty stomach too, because you want to be able to fast for a bit so that your body can really feel replenished. Kind of like taking a test, right? You can't cram, well, I did in the past, but you can't cram for all the information within a short amount of time and expect to do well. You really have to be able to process things, and your body's the same way.
Yeah, no, this is great. This is great. I am looking forward to it. I'm just happy to see there being intentional initiatives for brothers in Detroit. I think about Danielle North and the initiative she's leading. I think about the sisters that put on National Black Men in Leadership. I think about Darlene and Ivy, and just the work that they're doing. It's amazing. And now you're coming along and you know, allowing us to have spaces where we're paying attention to us. You know what I mean? It's like, it's easy to say, like, let's work on everything and everyone else and leave us for last. But, you know, to be able to really say, hey, you know, we think about, I know we don't have to spend a lot of time thinking about brothers that we know that aren't here anymore. You know what I mean? And if there may be something that we can do to make sure that one of us or somebody that we love is here a little bit longer, and while being here is a lot healthier because of something they take away from this event. So I'm looking forward to being there personally.
Well, and I appreciate the support from Black Leaders Detroit. I want to commend Black Leaders Detroit for the Ride for Equity, because we need to have those type of fun, interactive, exercise-friendly activities that we can do. You know, getting on your bike, I might even get out there with you. Like I said, I'm not a bike person, I'm more the elliptical, but I'll get out there with you and ride with you too, because it's important, and it's fellowship, it's brotherhood, and so much of this day is going to be discussing the importance of brotherhood, and again, having that safe space. So the key takeaways will be the importance of exercise, healthy eating, and just talking to each other. I mean, you know, in today's world, we're moving so fast-paced, right? Everything is digitized. Well, we can just meet over Zoom. And I know we were talking earlier, you know, I think all three of us are face-to-face type of guys. So it's not as easy as let's just meet over Zoom. No, take the time to really talk to a friend, let the friend know that you care about them, and let them know that you're there to support them.
It's interesting to that point too, and what Dwan was stating earlier, because you noticed he mentioned all women, and me and him was discussing this not too long ago. And it's like, it's interesting that it felt like a lot of campaigns or movements for black men was spearheaded by black women. And so it's interesting, it's good to see you spearheading that. Not that there's any problem with black women doing it as well, but it just led me a little bit of disappointment in us as black men. I'm like, man, so you're telling me only black women care about black men? We don't care about us? Or I don't care about Dwan enough to say, hey, let's do this healthcare thing together. You know what I mean? So that was very interesting to me. But again, I also at that point chalked it up to the wells because I think I'm invincible. So I don't need to do this for my brother or for myself because we all invincible, right? So we just need to learn how to make this money and forget about, get this bag versus my health.
Yeah, but the bag will mean nothing if you're unhealthy and can't enjoy it.
Yeah,
So.
I also think that we, or I wonder if we make these pacts with each other, like nonverbal pacts, where we like, I'm not gonna ask you about your stuff, don't ask me about mine. You know what I mean? Thus not in such a rude way, saying I'm gonna ride the stomach up off of you, right? So not in such a rude way, but in an honest way. Like, what does that look like to be able to say, hey, I'm concerned about you. You know what I mean? What's going on, right? Like you don't seem like yourself lately. I've had people, I mean, I've been going through like some just different challenges, just in a personal and like when the personal challenges come, business still needs to be taken care of, right? Like thankfully we have an amazing team that where if one of us is not firing on all cylinders, we have like the team to cover us. But I've had people say over the phone, man, you sound tired, right? Like you don't sound like yourself, right? Or being in my presence and saying, man, you look like you're tired, like are you okay? You know, just being able to ask those questions, but also like not having to wear the mask, right? And be able to say, I am tired, right? And this pace is unhealthy, right? And because like, don't let you have some level of success. You know what I mean? So now you have the need that you're trying to meet. You have the success, which is an expectation, and you want to go. You know. So I think that there's that we need to like let go of that agreement that we have, where we're not going to ask one another the difficult question, and pause to really listen and see if there's a way that we might be able to assist one another. So,
absolutely.
And involve it in our regular, everyday conversations, right? Cause like say you'll be like, "What up, bro? What's going on?" Like you say, "Oh, nothing much. I ain't gonna complain about it because ain't nobody paying attention." We just got catered responses. You could be going through the shittiest moment of your life,
right?
But your answer gonna be, "Oh, I'm good.
I'm straight.
I'm straight." That's what your answer gonna be.
I'm straight. What's up with you?
right. I'm straight, but cause you're just ready to get to the answer, right?
Yeah.
And the person asking sometimes ain't really looking for the answer. They just going through the exercise of asking as well, right? But how do we break that down to where, like you're saying, because as you were saying, I'm just start processing the people who are close to me, who are men, other than Dwan, but I'm only asking him when he's going through something. But other than that, the men that are close to me, how many of them do I do in my daily life say, hey, my man, how you feeling? How you doing? I ask them about their family life. I'll ask them about work.
We always talk about work.
Always talk about work, right? Or if they got, some friends, but never about their health, right? So that is, I'm glad you mentioned that, because that is something I'm gonna try to do more often, just asking my people that I care about, like, hey, how you doing today? Like, legitimately, don't tell me I'm straight, unless you're really straight. But, just, if you're going through something, so.
And I'll say this too, just on a very personal note. My dad passed a few weeks ago, and my dad was my hero. Probably like a lot of sons idolize their fathers, but my dad was my biggest inspiration, personally and professionally too. And it just felt felt overwhelming to see the love that came out to pay tribute to him, and just the support that I received as well, and it felt good to not have to be so strong. And just say, hey, this is hard, and it's still hard. And it's going to be hard, and it's okay to acknowledge that, but to have that support. And I think as black men, we have to talk to each other. I mean, our lives are dependent on it.
It's interesting because when you are like willing to be honest and vulnerable, like you give people an opportunity to show up for you in the way that we want to show up for each other in these ways, right? Like we're longing to show, man, I care about you outside of what you do, right? And if you don't give somebody an opportunity, then they don't get to show up for you in that way. You know what I mean? So it feels like the gift is like it's a two-sided gift. You know what I mean? When you're honest and let somebody in, and then they in response show up for you in that way.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Is there a book coming up?
Yeah, I'm glad you, thanks for that reminder. So I do have a book coming out April the 9th.
Okay.
And it is dedicated, geared towards black men's health. So I talk about my journey, give some statistics around numbers as we were talking about earlier. I talk about just kind of healthy eating, exercise, the importance of peer support. Everything we've talked about today is going to be in my book. Comes out April 9th. I have some copies there at the symposium. My website, collinmays.com, is where you can purchase books
What's
as well.
the title of the book?
The title of the book is Losing It for Good, the ultimate guide for men's better health and wellness.
Nice. Amazing. Thank you, man. We are glad to have you in the D and doing all the amazing things that you're doing so that, everybody, men and women and children, elders, have been able to benefit from the work that you're doing. So keep up the good work, and thank you again for coming to hang out with us.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys. Black Leaders Detroit. Yeah, Black Leaders Detroit support. $1 a week. That's it. $1 a week, $52 a year. You can give a little bit more than that too, but definitely support these guys.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Peace.
Peace.
So I'm gonna make sure I don't get that belly back, because then Dwan gonna talk about.
Because Dwan sees that belly. If you do well, you give it up.